Hey, my name's Anthony.
My name's Alex.
And we are
the PTA Podcast. It's a nice, beautiful 42-degree day in Sydney. And if the aircon wasn't on high right now and at 17 degrees, we'd be melting. So good days in Sydney, enjoying the heat. So today is the 18th or 19th of December, I'm pretty sure. And next week is Christmas. All of my clients are saying to me, Anthony, how am I going to get through the Christmas and New Year period? How am I going to make sure that I can be able to stay on track somehow while still enjoying myself and not put on a crazy amount of body fat or undo all the good work I've done throughout the year? And that's a great question. That's a question I get asked all the time. So here are my 3 steps to ensuring that you can be able to stay on track while still enjoying yourself over what we term as the silly season. Step number 1 is try to maintain as much of a routine as you can. And what I mean by that is this. Try and maintain getting up around the same time, going to bed around the same time. Try and maintain at least 4 to 5 meals a day. Try and maintain at the very minimum some kind of protein in every meal. Try and maintain things like your steps. If you're away from the gym because you're away on holiday, try and do some kind of exercise at a local gym, or at the very least, do more walks throughout your day. Be more active through what we term as non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And an example of that is your steps. So walking is an easy example. What I tend to do when we go away as a family is we play a bit more outdoors. So my son loves to play outdoors, so we go and play at the park. We do the slippery dip. We go on the swings. We do fun stuff together. We bring a football out. We bring a soccer ball. We move around that way. So we enjoy ourselves while still moving and still allowing ourselves to stay healthy through movement. One of the biggest things that most people stress about when it comes to this time of the year is trying to be perfect around this time of the year. And it's very hard to do that, especially when my gym, for example, is closed on some of the days of the week. When we look at things like, routine is broken. We're going to bed later. We're waking up at different times. We've got events on. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, all these different things that are happening in and around those things. Then on top of that, a lot of kids or all the kids are on school holidays. So if you're a parent, your routine is definitely out of whack. So instead of trying to shoot for perfection, let's shoot for consistency. And this is the thing I always talk about. Consistency trumps intensity every single time. So instead of stressing about trying to get to the gym 5 days a week, like your normal routine would allow for you, if you can only get to the gym 2 to 3, that's fine. Just substitute those extra, those lack of sessions, for example, for extra walks. And then what you'll find is that you'll be able to stay on track and really enjoy the multitude of benefits that come from being healthy. Now, just going to the gym doesn't make you healthy. Just being on a diet, for example, doesn't make you healthy. A healthy lifestyle is multiple things working together. And the beautiful thing about doing multiple things that work together is if one area lags, for example, going to the gym, you can pick up one of the other areas more, so it evens it out. And that's what we do. That's what we teach. That's what I do. So when I can't get to the gym, I invest a bit more time in getting some walks done or being outside more often and getting movement done. So they're the things that we focus on for step number 1, and that's just focus on staying consistent as consistent as you can with what you can control. Now, number 2, when it comes to what to do with your food on that Christmas week, leading into Christmas Day and Boxing Day as well. One of the things that we like to highlight is the fact that you can never ever be perfect on Christmas Day, and I wouldn't recommend it either. Have that piece of cake, have that drink, enjoy yourself. But leading into that day, be smart about what you're doing with your food. One of the easiest things that you can do is do what we term as calorie banking. And I would recommend simply just slightly decrease your calories the days leading up to it, so you have a few more calories leading into that day to play with, which will still even out throughout the entire week. So we focus heavily on getting calories to be looked at on a weekly basis, as opposed to stressing yourself out about trying to be consistent or perfect on a daily basis. This is where that 80-20 rule comes into play, and it's really, really simple and easy to follow. One of the easiest examples I can give you is this. If you have 2,000 calories per day, over a 7-day week, you have 14,000 calories to play with. Now, if Christmas Day this year, for example, falls on a Thursday, if we have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, maybe we have 200 calories less on those 3 days. So, for example, we're having 1,800 calories on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, with 200 calories on each day banked up to give us an extra 600 calories on Christmas Day. We'll still eat 3 to 4 to 5 times in a day, but because those foods and because a lot of the liquid calories that we're going to consume naturally may be higher in calories, we still have those 600 calories to play with, which may not tip us over into what we term as a calorie surplus and put us out of whack, so to speak, when it comes to calorie consistency. Which means that we'll still enjoy ourselves, but we won't necessarily overspill, overtip, and cause ourselves to go backwards. Now, the third thing, and my favorite thing, is hydrate. Hydrate. One of the worst things you can do to your body is let yourself become too dehydrated, or just have beers all day, or just have alcohol all day, or just have soft drink all day, because you're out of routine and it's easier to have that as opposed to water. Make sure you drink and keep up with that 3 to 4 liters of water per day, because if you don't, you're going to find that's going to make life a little bit harder for you to feel energized. It's going to make your brain feel a bit foggy. It's going to significantly affect, in a negative way, your digestion. It's going to affect your energy. It's going to affect your overall inflammation and stress levels. They're things you don't want to start messing with too much, especially around that Christmas, New Year break, because it becomes something that you have to fix up or reverse or sort out as soon as the New Year rolls around. And then you're going to feel like you have to keep starting again. So instead of feeling that way, just drink your water. Still keep as consistent with water intake as possible. And on a day like this where it's 42 degrees, you better be drinking your water. All right? And if you can get to 4 liters today, fantastic, because about half of that you're going to sweat out anyway. So they're my 3 tips to making sure that you can be able to stay as consistent as you can and still enjoy that Christmas and New Year break. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Thanks for tuning in.